Hello, I'm Dr. Blake and a co-founder of Toothnotes. I'd like to show you how easy it is to save time each and every day using Toothnotes.
Now that you've logged into Toothnotes, we're going to select a procedure and create a note. Let's do a filling. Okay, let's select composite filling. Now this is the patient information page. From here, we just select information that we want to use and things that are applicable. If you don't want to use it, then just leave it blank. You can add no changes to medical history, you can add blood pressure, you can type additional notes and then hit next step. Now let's select the teeth that we're working on. Let's say that we're doing a filling on tooth number 3 and tooth number 4. All right, let's hit next step. Now that we're on the diagnosis page, we're going to use a cool feature, the select all button. So we're going to select all, and then anything we select on this side will be applied to both tooth number 3 and tooth number 4. So we're going to review x-rays, we're going to select the diagnosis, we're going to select what we removed from the tooth, and then when we hit next, you'll see that it's going to apply these things to both teeth. Okay, moving along, now we're on the restoration surfaces. Once again, we're using the select all button, and we're going to select an MO, hit the next step. It's applied to both teeth, which is great. Okay, now we're on to the materials page. You can add additional information if you would like to. This here shows you that you can customize all of these materials based upon the things that you're using in your office, so that's great. Okay, so now let's select some etch, some bond, different type of filling material, and the shade. We've used the select all button here, so it's going to be applied to both of the teeth we're working on. Great, already filled out, that's fantastic. Now we're moving on to isolation. This is customizable based upon the different methods that you use in your office to isolate. That shows you here that you can pick different things and choose different things and put in what you use. Now let's say you forgot something. Let's hit back on that top bar and hit fillings, and you can go through and make sure that you have everything you need. Now that we're on the anesthetic page, we can select the type of anesthetic. This is showing you here that this is customizable based upon the types of anesthetic and the amounts that you use in your office, and so you can customize these items here. The type of injection. This here, anytime you see a question mark, it shows you a description as to why you should consider including this in your note. So a negative aspiration, a reaction if there was one, or no reaction. We've selected nitrous here and a time. Okay, let's select next step, which brings up the post-check page. Here you'll notice some additional information regarding a timeout procedure. That's when we verify the correct patient, the correct procedure, and the correct tooth that we're working on. Moving along, selecting post-op instructions, checking the bite, adding any additional information that we need to. Okay, let's hit next step. Let's bring up the Finalize page. Here we select the assistant or assistants that helped, the dentist, and now we can select if there's anything that we need to do at the next appointment. We can type that in or just hit treatment complete. Now this brings up the treatment summary. You can take a look at that nice thorough note that was created. Some offices prefer a nice paragraph form like you see here. Others prefer more of a line itemized treatment summary. So that's up to you, and you just select expanded summary, or you can select the compact summary and it'll remember the setting. Now this is showing here the CPT Code Generator. So on the premium plan, you'll also see the CPT codes that are generated as you create the note for those procedures. That helps you get paid for the things that you're doing, which is nice. Now that you've created this note, let's get this note into our patient's record. The best way to do that is you're going to use the Copy to Clipboard button. Just simply select Copy to Clipboard. That will copy the note to your computer's clipboard. Then you will open up whichever practice management software you are using, pull up the patient's chart, go into where the electronic records are stored, and hit Control V or right click and hit paste, And this nice note here will then be pasted into your practice management software and will be stored there. Now, if you're in an office that doesn't use electronic notes, that's okay. You can use the print note button. It'll pull up the information here. You can write the patient's name, have the doctor sign, print, and then store that printed note in their paper chart. Now let's say you're doing an additional procedure like a crown on the same patient. You can use the add procedure button and it'll pull up and walk you through the crown procedure, and it'll combine the notes all into one note here. Now if you're ready for a new patient, just hit new patient and it'll bring up this window again, and you can select a new procedure and begin creating a note for a new procedure. It's that simple.
So take advantage of the free 14-day trial at toothnotes.com. Hope to see you soon. Thanks. See ya.